In today's video, we will be making this abstract composition in Blender. So without wasting enough time, let's begin. Remove the default cube and the light. Add an icosphere to the viewport. Select the camera and press Alt plus R then Alt plus G to bring it to the center. Move the camera backwards in Y-axis. After that, adjust the focal length of the camera. Then add a plane mesh to the viewport. Rotate it 90 degrees in X-axis and move it backwards and scale it to serve as a background. Then add a cylinder mesh to the viewport. Move it downwards in Z-axis. Switch to edit mode, select the vertices and scale them. Add a bevel modifier to it. Enter the amount to 0.05 and segments to 10. Then add a subdivision surface modifier to the cylinder. Apply shade smooth. Add a curved circle to the viewport and scale it. Press R twice to rotate the curved circle and find a good looking angle. In the curve data properties, increase the render U value to 64. In the geometry option under bevel, increase the depth to 0.03. Add an UV sphere to the viewport. Reduce the scale of the UV sphere and move it downwards in Z-axis. Subdivide the UV sphere with number of cuts 2 and smoothness to 1. Move the UV sphere to the other side of the cylinder mesh. Then after that, perform the similar steps as shown in the video to get an exact kind of look. Duplicate the UV sphere again and place it around the icosphere. With different scale values. Add a circle mesh into the viewport and use the forward slash button to isolate the object. Rotate the circle mesh 90 degrees in X-axis. Go to edit mode and subdivide with number of cuts to 5. Drag and select the half number of vertices and with the help of a move tool, move it downwards in Z-axis. Press A to select all the vertices and then F to fill the circle mesh. Then add a solidify modifier with thickness to 0.05. Rotate the circle mesh, scale it down and move it to the left and right side of the scene, similar to what's shown in the video. Switch the render engine from EV to cycles. Select CPU or GPU. Enter viewport and render max samples to 32 and 128. In color management, set view transform to standard and look to very high contrast. Reduce the world color to complete dark. Switch from solid mode to rendered mode. Add another plane mesh to the viewport. Add a new material in material properties and switch from principal BSDF to emission shader. Move the plane mesh over to the top and then scale it. Duplicate the plane mesh, rotate it 90 degrees in y-axis and move it to the left and right side of the scene. This can be quite helpful for giving your scene the appropriate amount of lighting. For shading the scene, head over to Shader Editor. Select the background plane, add a new material and reduce the base color to a dark gray kind of color. Increase the metallic value to 1. Select the circle mesh, add a new material and increase the color to all white. Use the same material for the other circle mesh too. Select the cylinder mesh, add a new material, increase metallic to 1 and change the color to dark gray. Now select one of the UV spheres around the icosphere. Add a new material, increase specular to 1 and reduce roughness to 0.2. Increase transmission to 1 and IOR value to 0.75. Now shift select the other UV sphere around the icosphere. And then at last the UV sphere with the shader and press Ctrl plus L to link the material. Now select the Bezier circle, add a new material, increase specular and metallic to 1 and reduce roughness to 0.2 or 0.25. Now at last select the icosphere and add a new material. Increase specular to 1 and reduce roughness to 0.2. Drag and move the material output node below the principal BSDF shader. Add a displacement node and join it to material output. Add a color ramp node and join it to height in displacement. Add a Voronoi texture, switch from 3D to 4D and join it to the color ramp. Press Ctrl plus T to get the texture coordinate plus mapping node. Add a Musgrave texture between texture coordinate and mapping. Switch from 3D to 4D and FBM to heteroterrain. Reduce the scale to 1. Reduce the scale in displacement to 0.5. Shift the position of the black colored stop in the color ramp. Add another color ramp, increase the subsurface count to 1 and join the color ramp to the subsurface color. In the color ramp, change the color of one of the colored stops to a shade of light red and the other to a shade of purple. Add a gradient texture node and join it to the color ramp. Join the color socket in the Voronoi texture to the gradient texture. Now in material properties, under settings, switch from bump only to displacement only. Add a subdivision surface modifier with the render value count to 4 and duplicate the modifier. Select the icosphere, press R twice to rotate it and to get a different kind of look. Come to full screen layout. Press Ctrl plus B and drag to select the render region. Now render out the image to get the final output. The rendering has finished and we are actually pretty much done with that. Thank you so much to everyone for watching the video. If you found the video useful, do drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to add your valuable comment in the comment section. Hope to see you all in the next video. Till then, stay tuned and keep learning.